It's a familiar feeling for many, the sense that our human relationships, vital as they are, can sometimes become sources of exhaustion and difficulty. We may find ourselves wondering if there's a wiser way to navigate the intricate web of connections that shape our lives. More than 12 centuries ago, a remarkable figure named Kukai offered profound insights into this very challenge. Living in Japan, Kukai was far more than just a historical name. He was a great master, the revered founder of Shingon Buddhism, and a polymath whose genius extended to diverse fields, including impressive feats of civil engineering. Central to his vast wisdom was a deep understanding of how critically human relationships influence our personal growth and overall happiness. The purpose of this exploration is to delve into Kukai's timeless teachings, specifically examining 6 types of individuals whose influence can be detrimental to our well-being. By understanding how to mindfully manage or, when necessary, avoid these interactions, we can pave the way for a more peaceful and genuinely fulfilling life. Indeed, the complexities of modern society, with its unique pressures and rapid changes, only underscore the enduring relevance of Kukai's ancient wisdom, offering a beacon for those seeking clarity and tranquility in their social interactions. To truly understand how to cultivate these healthier connections, Kukai guides us first to recognize those relationships that might hinder our journey. Let us now delve into the first category of individuals Kukai advised us to approach with mindful caution. Kukai's profound understanding of the human psyche begins with a fundamental observation about the nature of suffering. He pointed directly to individuals consumed by their desires as a primary source of relational discord and inner turmoil. These are people, Kukai taught, whose minds are relentlessly seeking to satisfy their own wants, often at the expense of others or their own peace. He identified 3 root causes of human suffering: greed, which is the insatiable form of desire, anger, and complaining. When desire manifests as unchecked greed, it becomes a dangerous emotion, capable of hijacking the mind with cravings that can never truly be fulfilled, thereby distorting relationships. Even a figure as disciplined as Kukai experienced this firsthand. At the young age of 18, upon entering university, he was consumed by an intense desire for academic knowledge and recognition. His devotion to study was all-encompassing. He famously made vows and, as mentioned in his work on the 3 Mysteries, would pile up stacks of paper at night in his relentless pursuit. Yet, despite absorbing vast amounts of information, a sense of unfulfillment gnawed at him. He began to realize that true wisdom wasn't merely an accumulation of facts, but resided in a calm mind, free from doubts. This led to a critical insight. His own obsessive learning was driven by a form of greed, a desire for knowledge and acclaim. At 22, Kukai made the decisive choice to leave university and become a Sanghi trainee, embarking on rigorous mountain asceticism to purify his mind from this very greed. This ancient struggle finds its echoes in modern life. We see it in colleagues who consistently prioritize self-interest, in the pervasive obsession with social media status and follower counts, or in the fixation on material success as the sole benchmark of a life well lived. Associating with individuals dominated by such desires can subtly stimulate our own latent greed, drawing us into a vortex of wanting more money, more recognition, an easier life, ultimately threatening our own inner peace. Kukai's counsel is clear: maintain a discerning distance from such influences and instead prioritize the cultivation of spiritual wealth. True happiness, he teaches, is found not in the endless chase of material success, but in the tranquility of a content mind and genuine spiritual growth. Beyond the powerful pull of personal desires, Kukai also highlighted another pattern of behavior that can poison relationships: the distortion of truth. This brings us to the second type of individual he warned us to be wary of. Stemming from his profound experiences, particularly during his formative studies in Tang Dynasty China, where he directly encountered the consequences of duplicity, Kukai developed a deep reverence for the power of shingen, true, sincere words. He was convinced that words possess an inherent energy capable of shaping reality, a cornerstone of his Shingen Nikkyo teachings. This conviction was significantly forged during his time abroad, beginning in 804 when, at the age of 31, he journeyed to Chang'an, the cosmopolitan capital. There, while studying at the prestigious Shoryaji temple, life in a foreign land presented formidable challenges. Kukai grappled with language barriers and stark cultural differences, but perhaps more tellingly, he witnessed firsthand the political maneuvering and the subtle, corrosive effects of lies and doubts that could permeate even sacred environments. These encounters keenly impressed upon him the paramount importance of unwavering truthfulness. His in-depth study of crucial Buddhist texts, like the Yujiren, further illuminated the spiritual potency of words and the absolute necessity of their correct and honest application. This deep-seated respect for truth stands in stark contrast to many modern manifestations of dishonesty. We see the rapid spread of misinformation across social media platforms, and the casual ease with which individuals sometimes lie to evade responsibility. Building genuine trust with those who are habitually untruthful becomes an arduous, if not impossible, task. Kukai's core teaching remains a powerful antidote. True words are the essential threads that connect human hearts and cultivate lasting trust. Even seemingly minor falsehoods, once discovered, can inflict severe damage upon relationships, eroding the faith we place in others. Therefore, the imperative to seek out and embody honesty in all our interactions is not merely a moral suggestion, but a practical foundation for a life of integrity and meaningful connection. Just as dishonesty corrodes the foundations of relationships, so too does the unchecked expression of anger. This brings us to Kukai's insightful warnings about another challenging personality type that can disrupt our peace. For Kukai, the path to enlightenment and peaceful coexistence was intrinsically linked to mastering one's inner emotional landscape. He regarded volatile emotions, like anger and hatred, not merely as fleeting feelings, but as potent forces capable of derailing one's spiritual journey and poisoning interactions. These, he identified, are among the most dangerous human emotions. The destructive power of anger is twofold. It deeply harms the individual experiencing it by shattering their peace of mind, and it inevitably spills outward, negatively impacting those around them, potentially causing significant detriment to their lives and relationships. One can imagine that Kukai, throughout his own arduous spiritual training and periods of intense ascetic practice, frequently confronted feelings of anger, frustration, and impatience. His profound understanding of the importance of maintaining inner calm and emotional control, as detailed in translations of his writings, was likely forged in the crucible of these personal struggles. By overcoming these powerful emotions within himself, he gained the wisdom to guide others. The modern world, with its escalating stress levels and competitive pressures, often seems to breed anger. We see contemporary examples in superiors who impulsively berate their subordinates, individuals who launch aggressive comments on social media with little thought to the consequences, or people who overreact with fury to minor daily frustrations like traffic jams. Such displays of uncontrolled anger invariably induce anxiety and stress in those who witness or receive them, leading to a deterioration of relationships and a general sense of unease. Kukai's counsel here is both practical and profound. Maintain a sensible distance from habitually angry individuals. Anger, he understood, is highly contagious. Its volatile energy readily upsets the emotional equilibrium of anyone exposed to it, making self-preservation a wise course of action. Closely related to the destructive heat of anger is the corrosive nature of jealousy, another powerful emotion that Kukai urged his followers to identify and transcend in their quest for harmonious relationships. In his comprehensive mapping of the human mind and its pitfalls, Kukai recognized envy and jealousy as significant impediments to both personal tranquility and healthy social bonds. He taught that these emotions cloud our perception and prevent genuine, open-hearted connection with others, disrupting inner peace and casting a shadow over relationships. It is widely believed that during his own demanding spiritual training, a period of intense self-cultivation, Kukai himself would have necessarily confronted and diligently worked through such challenging emotions, thereby forging the mental discipline he later taught. His significant work, The 10 Faiths, Chuja Shimran, delves into the importance of cultivating what he termed a leading mind, a state of consciousness that actively wishes for the happiness and well-being of all sentient beings, transcending the artificial distinctions between self and other. This powerful concept of an equal mind, which is central to Mahayana Buddhism, deeply influenced Kukai's philosophy and provided a practical framework for overcoming envy and attaining true, unshakable peace. The wisdom of this approach is particularly striking when contrasted with modern manifestations of jealousy and envy. Today, these feelings are often intensified by the relentless comparisons fostered by social media, leading to individuals speaking ill of their colleagues' successes or feeling a palpable discomfort when others appear happy. When such envy dominates a person's outlook, their relationships inevitably deteriorate, and their own spiritual growth can be severely hindered. Kukai's teaching is direct. It is exceedingly difficult to build deep, meaningful, and trusting relationships with those consumed by envy. This is because envy, by its very nature, prevents one from genuinely rejoicing in the happiness of others and, in doing so, perpetuates its own cycle of unhappiness. Therefore, he stressed the profound importance of cherishing relationships with individuals who possess the capacity to genuinely celebrate the successes and joys of those around them. Beyond these internal emotional states like jealousy, Kukai also meticulously addressed outward behaviors and attitudes, particularly the tendency of some individuals to shirk their duties and commitments. This leads to his important teachings on the vital role of responsibility in our lives. Kukai's philosophy was far from one of passive contemplation. It was deeply rooted in active, compassionate engagement with the world. He championed the Mahayana ideal of the Bodhisattva and the principle of Rita, acting for the benefit of all, which inherently underscores the profound importance of taking responsibility for oneself and others. This conviction in a life of active contribution was not mere theory for Kukai. It was vividly demonstrated through his own tireless efforts. He was instrumental in spreading new Buddhist teachings and, significantly, founded Koya-sen in 816. This monastic center was conceived not only as a place for rigorous spiritual training but also as an educational institution accessible to the general public, including the children of commoners, a revolutionary idea for its time. His commitment to societal well-being extended to remarkable feats of civil engineering. Most notably, he personally provided technical guidance for the construction of a vital reservoir in Sanuki Province, modern Kagawa Prefecture, a project that brought immense benefit to the local agricultural community. Furthermore, during the early Heian period, a time often marked by hardship, Kukai took the initiative in organizing and leading disaster relief efforts, spearheading fundraising and providing aid during devastating epidemic outbreaks, thereby saving countless lives. These actions vividly embody the selfless spirit of Rita. This proactive sense of accountability stands in stark contrast to many modern societal problems that arise from a pervasive lack of responsibility. We see it in colleagues who habitually blame others for failures, in friends who casually break promises with little regard for the impact, or in a general indifference to pressing social issues that demand collective action. People who consistently avoid responsibility erode trust at both personal and societal levels, potentially damaging the very cohesion of communities. Kukai's teachings suggest that it is difficult to form deep, reliable, and ultimately rewarding relationships with such individuals, as a pattern of irresponsibility inevitably hinders personal growth and has a detrimental impact on the collective. Thus, valuing relationships with those who are honest, demonstrate accountability, and take responsibility for themselves and their impact on others becomes paramount. Finally, Kukai addresses an overarching attitude that can profoundly color all interactions and outlooks: pervasive negativity. This crucial insight into the power of mindset offers the last key to understanding which influences to consciously avoid for a more enlightened path. Throughout his profound teachings, Kukai consistently emphasized the boundless, often untapped, potential inherent within each and every individual. His understanding of the three mysteries, the sacred interplay of body, speech, and mind, known in Japanese as senmitsu, revealed that our inner state possesses the extraordinary power to shape our external reality, making the influence of chronically negative people particularly concerning. This core teaching asserts that by truly believing in our own innate inner power and diligently expressing it through congruent action, we can actively participate in manifesting an ideal, more harmonious reality. Kukai's own life serves as a compelling testament to this principle. When he endeavored to introduce and propagate the new esoteric Buddhist ideas after his return from Tang Dynasty China, he encountered formidable resistance. The established Buddhist forces of Nara Buddhism, particularly the influential and politically powerful Sixfold School, were deeply entrenched and showed little inclination to embrace new doctrines. They actively sought to hinder Kukai's activities through various means, including bottom-up outreach to discredit him and leveraging political pressure. Despite these significant obstacles and the very real threat to his mission, Kukai steadfastly adhered to his beliefs. Fueled by an unwavering conviction in his inner power and the truth of the Shingen Nikkyo, he persevered, ultimately overcoming these challenges to successfully establish esoteric Buddhism as a major spiritual force in Japan, an extraordinary feat by any measure. This historical example sharply contrasts with the prevalence of negative individuals in contemporary society. We all encounter them: colleagues who reflexively dismiss new ideas as impossible before even considering them, friends who seem to perpetually complain about their daily lives without seeking solutions, and acquaintances who consistently offer bleak, pessimistic predictions about the future. Interacting with such pervasive negativity can cast a heavy shadow on our own hearts and minds, insidiously reducing our motivation and diminishing our capacity to act constructively. This is because pessimistic words and actions possess a contagious quality, tending to spread and create a detrimental chain reaction that can pull down those around them. Kukai's empowering teaching offers a way forward. We can actively guide reality in a more positive direction by transforming our own state of mind. He stressed the vital importance of believing in what he termed the roaring power, the infinite potential that each of us possesses, and then courageously expressing it through our actions. By remaining aware of Kukai's insightful teachings, we can learn to protect ourselves from these draining negative influences and, more importantly, strive to become a positive, uplifting force for those in our own circles. By understanding the impact of negativity and the other challenging behaviors Kukai identified, we are better equipped to navigate our social landscape. His ancient wisdom, far from being a relic of the past, offers a vibrant guide for contemporary living. The journey through Kukai's insights on human relationships reveals a profound truth. The quality of our lives is inextricably linked to the company we keep and the mindsets we cultivate. Though articulated over 12 centuries ago, these teachings resonate with an undeniable clarity and urgency in our complex modern world. His wisdom, far from being dated, offers deep, transcendent guidance that remains remarkably relevant for navigating contemporary challenges. The 6 types of individuals explored, those driven by desire, dishonesty, anger, jealousy, irresponsibility, or negativity, are best understood not as rigid judgments, but as a practical framework. They serve as mirrors for enhancing our self-awareness and assessing the health of our relational landscape. This naturally invites honest self-reflection. Do we recognize aspects of these challenging traits within ourselves, or in those with whom we frequently interact? The empowering message woven through Kukai's ancient teachings is one of agency. By consciously applying this wisdom, choosing our associations with discernment, cultivating positive qualities within ourselves, and understanding these patterns, we actively move towards a more peaceful, meaningful, and genuinely fulfilling existence. Ultimately, keeping Kukai's enduring wisdom in mind offers a valuable compass. It helps us navigate the often turbulent waters of human relationships with greater clarity, peace, and compassion, guiding us toward building the healthier, more supportive connections essential for true well-being.